Hey everyone, and welcome to the second part of this video series. Now today we're gonna go over Forma and how to utilize the application to create sites and input it into Rhino to put it into your model proposal. So with Forma, you would have access to it already if you're a Swinburne student for free. Via Autodesk. All of the Autodesk application would be free for students to use. So once you logged into Autodesk, you can access Forma via going to the product and finding Forma, and you'll be greeted at this page. Once you are in that page, you'll go into access your Forma hub. It'll take a bit to load right there. And you can start your new project. Now, I'm not quite sure what happened to my interface, but we can start a new project by essentially having your old project deleted and creating a new site. So we can create it through there, and it'll show us this earth right here where we can just scroll around and look for our site manually, or we can enter it through this box, but I'll just scroll it through Melbourne, and I want to go find my site in Turak. So you can pick a site area as big as this. It's gonna take a little longer to load all the data once you're into the Forma hub, but if your site is this big, then yeah, you can make it this big. Or you could go small, or not that small, but this small. Yeah, 400 something by 400 something, but let's go with the maximum right there. And I'll just scroll over to the site that I have right here, and I'll just click on create the terrain. There you go. And we'll let Forma work its magic. Forma runs on a little bit of AI to generate the site and terrains and the 3D model. And yeah, we'll let it load. Sometimes it takes a little long to load because yeah, our site has a lot of data and it's big, so you're gonna have to give it a bit of time. Now once it's loaded in, you have the option to input other data that's available to Forma. You can see here there's a bunch of different data sets you can put in, like 3D buildings. It's gonna show you all the 3D buildings within that area with the data extracted from OSM maps. You can click order to order the data, and there we go, successful order. And maybe another data that's of use to us would be the vegetation. So OSM trees is going to give us all the 3D trees that's within the OSM data. Just click order data right there, and yep, order sent, successful. And yeah, maybe do a satellite image, that would be useful as well. Just order that, and we're done. Back, and we'll close that tab right there, and now we have our site right here. Boom. Now the 3D buildings are in. You can go into the data right there, and you can preview the data sets that you've downloaded. Oh, the satellite's already in. Yeah, once you order all the data, it should already be displayed, and you can see the site, our site right here. So let's say you want to use this site for your model that you already have in Rhino. How would you do that? So essentially we're gonna have to download an extension from Forma to Rhino via the extension tab right here. You can see that you can add extensions and Autodesk will find all the extensions that's available to you right here. And there we go, Autodesk for Rhinoceros. We'll just go and download that real quick. Now, on my computer, I've already downloaded, so you don't have to look at me downloading this again. But in here, you can also see the video tutorial of how to use the plugin as well. So, we'll just open Rhino up. Now, once you have Rhino open and the Forma extension is already downloaded, you can then input into command Forma, right there, and it will show you the Forma plugin right here. Now, in the input box, it's asking you to input the Forma URL. You can get the URL via going back into your proposal right here on the website and copying the link. Then go back to Rhino and input the link right there. It'll redirect you to a website, and then it says you can close the page and return back to Rhino. So, once you're in Rhino, the proposal would be there with its name right here. We'll just load site data. It will take a bit for the site to load depending on the size that you chose to site within Forma, but yeah, once it looks like the program is crashing, you'll know that it's working. There we are. Our site is now available for editing within Rhino. So we can see the terrain, we can see the satellite image, we can see the 3D buildings, and we can see the 3D vegetations. The only thing is all of this is data. So it's not a model within Rhino, it's a model from Forma. If you want the items to be an editable thing in Rhino, you would have to bake those items. You can do that via scrolling down to submit on the Forma plugin, and you can see that it's separated into terrain, buildings, and vegetations. So you can like unview, hide the items by the eye icon, and show the items. Hide, show, hide, show. And let's say we want the buildings to show. We want the buildings to be an edible thing in Rhino. We'll create a new layer. We'll call it buildings. Click on that layer and we'll bake the buildings. And now all the buildings are meshes within Rhino. We can see it right there, and we'll just drag it into something new, and we can essentially just take away all the items. Even the buildings is already hidden, but this is now a physical editable item in Rhino. And that's my tutorial. Thank you for watching.